Hey everybody, meteorologist Brian Good here. It's about 1 o'clock on this Tuesday. Let's talk a little bit about the snow coming in for this afternoon, this evening. Some questions still on that. I still think, though, by far the big story is the cold air coming up for tomorrow. And then we look ahead. I'm going to give you a sneak peek on how things are looking as we go a little further into the month of December, which I cannot believe kicks in this weekend. This year is flying by. Okay, let's start off with how it looks outside. It's a beautiful day, isn't it? Lots of clouds, low-hanging clouds, good napping weather. Oh, man, what a good nap would do right now. But anyway, back to reality. We got stuff to talk about today, and gloomy skies are going to remain with this, a little bit of drizzle every now and then. Let me show you the temperatures outside. This has been a good thing for us so far today. Temperatures above freezing. That's allowing anything that falls from the sky to just create wet roads. Really, this time of the year, to get you into a situation where you're talking about icy patches and the threat for slide-offs, you have to drop down to like 28, 29, somewhere around there to really talk about that concern, and we're not even close to that at the moment, so that's why we're not worried about this afternoon's commute. Everything looks to be in good shape so far. So let's look at the radar. We've had a couple little bands here that have been developing around the Louisville area this morning, mostly light rain here in Louisville, some flurries, though, west of town. What's happening, little pieces of energy are kind of being little ripples, if you will, being thrown at us this morning. They enhance, they only last so long, then they fall apart. But this band that is now developing south of Louisville is different. The low pressure that is developing in Georgia is now deepening as of the past couple of hours. Because of that, this is going to be the backside of the main storm itself. This is going to be the area of moisture we're going to be tracking because cold air is working its way in from the north and west over the next 3 to 4 hours. As that cold air works in, anything that is falling across Kentucky will change over to snow. The big question we got to figure out is where is the moisture going to be when that happens? Is it going to be where it looks now? And I think that it was likely going to be the case. It's going to be across E-Town through Bullitt County, headed back into Shelby, and then back into Lexington and East Kentucky, certainly. You go west and north of this line, just not much really going to line up for you guys. Sorry about that. I think it's going to be mostly a few flurries at best, and that's it for you because the main moisture field is already setting up now to the east, and even that is going to keep moving east, so there's still a chance for it to shave off even the western side of this because it'll be lost on the warmer air. So it's mainly going to be our far east counties that really have a threat here for anything to really stick and cause an accumulation. In fact, that happens to be where the advisory is. Weather Service has it placed in our far east counties. I think it's a good spot for right now until we get a better handle of how much moisture is going to be around. If we're wrong and the moisture does linger back further to the west and the cold air catches up with it, then I wouldn't be surprised to see that advisory go further to the west. If the moisture does begin to push more east before the cold air can catch up, if that's the case, then we're going to have to shave off here the western section of the advisory and only leave in our far southeast counties included in that for tonight. Again, that'll kick in about 6 o'clock tonight. So here's the low pressure developing now across areas of the deep south. We got thunderstorms, even some tornadoes being indicated on radar this morning. Very heavy rain. Look at all this rain. Now, imagine if this was January. My goodness, this would be just one heck of a snowstorm for areas of the east. But the cold air is trying to catch up. The cold air is just hovering right here on the back side of this low pressure. A majority of this, by far, is just plain rain. As the low tightens up, moves out, it'll come to an end. Notice a little bit of that moisture lingering here back into areas of Texas and Louisiana. We'll watch that carefully for late tonight. It would surprise me to see some snow flurries from that even as it rolls in here after the midnight hour even. All right, let's talk models real quick. As we get to this afternoon, you see not much really showing up. It's showing that moisture field, but obviously the moisture is a little bit more pronounced through here, so the model's off just a little bit on that idea. But look what happens by this afternoon. At 3:30, not much. Temperatures in the mid-30s. It says 38. We may climb to 38, but I think we're going to be mainly stuck pretty steady here. But then after 3:30, it changes to snow. The cold air catches up to that rain band. And again, the big question, is this band going to be right here where it says it is, or is it going to be a little more to the east? We do not know that answer. We just have to trend it on the radar, and this is where computer models are pretty much useless in these scenarios. It'll push to the east, though, by 7 o'clock, and then late tonight we drop temperature-wise into the 20s. So if we do have moisture on the roadways, watch out for slick spots as we head toward tomorrow morning, and then even some snow flurries moving in from the north. All right, snow amounts. Not a lot here. Because of the idea that we're going to lose a lot of this on the warming that's taking place, the computer models are only spitting out about a half inch of snow in many spots and a dusting elsewhere. This may be downplayed a little bit with the RPM model. I don't know if it's going to be that low, but I do think there's a chance for a decent accumulation of a few inches, if not more, in East Kentucky. So we'll keep an eye on the RPM. I have a feeling it's going to ramp these numbers up on the next update coming up here. I think those are just a little too low. I do like these numbers, though, for Louisville area. I think that makes a little more sense based on what we're seeing here so far. All right, and in fact, here is one of the latest updates coming in. Pretty similar look there. Okay, and that's for the NAM model, by the way. Okay, wind chills. Oh, man, it's going to be brutal out there in the morning hours. Single-digit wind chills early into the day. In fact, if I can take a look at there, I think some of the spots there, we could see wind chills down around 5 to maybe 6 above in the morning hours. So bundle up tomorrow. It is going to be cold on Wednesday. Now, looking ahead, the pattern is going to change a little bit for us. We've had some Arctic air that's been blasting its way through here the past several weeks, in fact. We're about to see a change, though, and a change that I think a lot of us are not, if you're a snow lover, you're not going to be happy about it. The main flow from the Pacific Ocean is going to be coming into play now, so we're not going to get so much Arctic air coming in as we will Pacific air. And as that happens to be the case, we're going to get some fast-moving systems now. They're going to race across the country. Most of these look to be rain. I think the rain-snow line is going to hover just north of Kentucky for most of these events all the way through the first week of December. So most of this is going to be rain for us. We may see some snow on the backside as if a low pressure moves out of the way. We may see some flurries or something on the backside of it, and then it's over with. But as far as any snowstorm potential, I just do not see that right now in the next 10 to 14 days, the way things are lining up. So later on, though, things will eventually change for us the way it's looking, and the pattern does look interesting for the rest of December, but the first several days, it'll be a milder pattern, and personally, I think everybody's okay with that. It's been cold lately, so I think everybody will appreciate some highs in the 50s for a little while, give us a break, and get out there and do that Christmas shopping and get that out of the way, right? Okay, that's all we got to talk about for now. I'll try to add some written features into this as well, but stressing at the highlights, minor snow for this afternoon tonight, not a big deal. Watch for a slick spot or two for the chances temperatures continue to drop down to the 20s. And then, of course, the cold weather as we head into tomorrow will be a bigger story with wind chills into the single digits. Have a good afternoon.